God. Thank you for tuning in. I love them. I don't want the show to end. God bless you. Stay tuned for H.O. Barner, Our
Power. Okay, let's go.
Miss Renee Show.
I think I feel good right now on
Miss Renee Show.
Yeah.
Miss Renee Show.
Uh-oh.
I said Mustafa.
Miss Renee Show.
I say Mustafa.
We on the Miss Renee Show.
I say Mustafa.
Miss Renee Show.
Here's Morgan Johnson. No curfew. Miss Renee Show.
Okay, I like that right there. Miss Renee Show.
Renee Allen and friends, y'all.
Hey, Miss Renee Show. Oh yeah, we on.
Miss Renee Show. Thank you for tuning in.
God bless. Good night, y'all.
Better sing it one more time, y'all.
Hey.
Hello, and welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show right here in the nation's capital. What a beautiful evening. It's beautiful and a little cool breeze, right? Just wonderful. And we have a fantastic show for you today. You know, I started out this show with women empowerment, and I know there's a gentleman sitting next to me, but there's a lot of women that's going to be on the show today. And I started out 2.5 years ago as women empowerment, and then I changed it up just to bring the greatest people and things and books to this platform. And so today, I wanted to just give kudos to one of my dear friends and extraordinary photographers in the DMV, Gregory Adams.
Thank you, Renee. It's a pleasure to serve.
Yes, well, I know you were coming today to take some pictures.
I am going to do that as well, and you're kind enough to at least bring me on and let people know that I work with you, and I've got probably hundreds of shots of you. And
yes, sir.
It's your next level photography. Started really with Heart and Soul magazine.
Yes, Heart and Soul. I love the Grams.
And did the photography around the country, and I got so excited. That's what I do, and I love not canned shots. I like getting the energy. I want to feel what the person feels.
Yeah.
When you see the pictures, you need to know that there's energy there. It's not a staged shot or photo.
Yes, and your pictures are that way. You catch the essence of people and that energy and spirit that comes out and radiates out throughout the picture.
Yeah, and that's the good thing. It's so natural,
you
know.
Yeah.
I don't like just everybody smiling with the backdrop. I'll take the backdrop if you insist, but you know, normally just to capture you in your element.
Yes, sir.
Smiling, crying, laughing. I like to pierce the veil.
Yes.
And when I mean pierce the veil, I want to be able to look you in your eyes and feel your soul and your spirit.
Are you feeling mine now?
I do. Can you feel mine?
Yes, I can. You know, you are a man of God. I love you so much to little pieces. Listen, how can they get a hold of you and we'll get this show started?
Okay, it's no problem. It's outside of the DMV as well as inside. 888-616-2324. That's Greg Adams at your next level photography. 888-616-2324.
Yes.
I'm going to take pictures tonight as I've done before. And I just like to really follow Renee around because she seems to be everywhere. And she's just amazing. And I'm just honored to be here, and you give me an opportunity to speak.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So let's give it up, y'all, for Gregory Adams for the next level photography. I love him. You're going to love his pictures. We're going to take some pictures in the studio today and put them on Facebook. So thank you so much. And
problem.
Yes, sir. And you can sit here with me until we put up the beautiful Dr. Trent's picture.
And then, great. Dr. Trent's coming next.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Listen,
I'm waiting.
She's on the line. And let me tell you, before I bring this woman of God and international, global spirit to all of you in WLVS listeners land. This woman is a woman who loves, inspires, educates, empowers women on a national, global level. She has the new book, The Awakened Woman, which I had the wonderful honor of being at her book launch. And it was out in Potomac, Maryland, Mary Barth's residence, and it was fabulous. And I want to bring her on and just welcome her in style with the bell. Dr. Trent, how are you?
Oh, I am doing great, and thank you for having me.
You are so welcome, woman of God. Listen, I want to get all I can from you because you are so busy. You're traveling and all over the place with this extraordinary book. Listen, I want to first, for people who don't know, I want to talk about why you wrote this book and what does it mean to you to be able to touch so many women?
This book is deep. I wrote this book because I realized that women's dreams are being forgotten. Women everywhere are being silenced. And I wanted to encourage women to bring their voices, to rally women, for all of us together coming in with our feminine energy. Because the silencing of one woman is the silencing of all of us.
Yes, ma'am.
And yet, the awakening of one woman can also awaken the whole world. We need...
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. I'm just excited.
We need to be remembered. We need to remember ourselves. If we are to release this feminine energy that changes the world, we can heal the world. It's now or never. Far too often, women, we are not understood. We are misread.
Yes, ma'am.
But when we come together to proclaim that which God has given us, we are a global matriarchal, we are collective healers, we are dreamers. And with this spirit all together, we can make this world a better place.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let's talk about your book. And I'd like to just quote the one and only Oprah Winfrey, who forwarded your book, into what she said on the back of your book. Because I want y'all to go out and buy this book, The Awakened Woman. It says, if you've ever had a dream, a longing, a desire, but thought to yourself, no way, I could never. I don't have the time, money, resources, skills, courage. This book is for you. If you've ever looked at the world and felt an aching for one of its many hurts or injustices, this book is for you. If you know the power of sisterhood or need to know its power, this book is for you, Oprah Winfrey. Let's talk about your relationship with Oprah, with the O.
Oprah Winfrey, she is my heroine. When I was young myself, I didn't know anything better. I wrote down my dreams, and there were 4 initially. I wanted to come to America. I wanted to have an undergraduate, a master's, and a PhD. And as I was ready to bury these dreams, because I come from a culture where when a child is born, you bury the umbilical cord, with the idea that when the child grows, wherever they go, whatever happens in their life, the umbilical cord will always remind them of their birthplace. So my mother said, write down your dreams and bury them. Wherever you go, despite the abuse in your own life, those buried dreams will always remind you of their importance. So I wrote 4 to go to America, undergraduate, master's, and PhD, and I was ready to go and bury these dreams. When my mother said, your dreams will have greater meaning when they are tied to the betterment of your community. So I ended up writing the 5th dream, which I now call the sacred dream.
Yes, ma'am.
When I am done, I'll come back and improve the lives of women and girls. So the girls, they don't have to go through what I had gone through being married young. Well, I had no idea how I was going to fulfill this sacred dream. At the time, I thought, why my mother would make me write this fifth dream. And now I realize she was a wise woman. Because when I graduated with my fourth dream, which is the PhD, I had no idea up until Oprah Winfrey called me.
Yes, ma'am.
And she donated $1.5 million towards that sacred dream. And I realized my mother wanted me to realize the power of the universe, the
Yes,
power
ma'am.
of who creates this world, the power of recognizing that our dreams are not only about our personal needs, but it is about how our own personal goals are connected to the greater good.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
are an extension of God's hand, because I always think God is saying to us, I am busy doing some other things. Can you be the extension of my hand? So we have a moral obligation, a responsibility to reach
Yeah.
out. For those who are given much, much is also expected of them.
Yes, ma'am.
I realize that I'm standing at a privileged position. Now we are building schools. We have 6,000 plus kids that are benefiting
Yes,
from
ma'am.
the schools. I have this platform. Now I'm saying, can I look back and look at the women who are also, or who might have gone through what I'm going through? Can I be the midwife? Can I bring the collective gifts that women bring to our table? Can we change the world once and for all?
Yes.
After all, women are resilient. We may be broken, but not broken.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
we are only in need of our collective awakening.
Yeah.
And in order for us to give birth to what lies deep within us, we need to be rooted and to be grounded in our faith as women, to recognize that we are here on earth for a purpose. You know, I
Yes.
always talk about what the Native Americans and many indigenous populations have taught us, and it's founded in the Bible. Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do it to ourselves. All things are bound together. All things are connected. Our very survival is bound to the survival of others.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Let's
ma'am.
let's bring those gifts as women, and let's change this world.
Yes.
Because the achievement of women's dreams is central to the healing of this world.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Wow. Wow. Speaking of healing, well, let's talk about this wonderful book. You know, I one of my favorites is chapter 4, because I believe everyone has a story, and you just hit the nail on the head. But I know there's a lot of buzz about chapter 5. Can you talk about chapter 5 and why?
Oh, okay. Chapter 4 or chapter 5?
Yeah, chapter 5.
So So, you know, I always say I am encouraging my sacred sisters all over the world to claim their sensuality, the erotic power of our body, uniting who we are spiritually and emotionally. We are more than a sex object to please someone else.
Yes.
We need to own our own bodies, to enjoy who we are. And I always say a woman who is sexually satisfied is a woman who can recognize her dreams, is a woman who can sit in a boardroom and make important decisions because she is happy.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. And you know, we have a woman in the studio today who's going to be singing at the end of this segment about women empowerment and just what you just spoke about. We're not just sex objects or just for bodies. And I hope that you'll be able to hear it. I'll send you a clip of it later. And also, we have the Zion Women Ministry here who empower and they celebrate women, and they are just so excited to be on this show with you as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So, well, since we have a little bit more time, ma'am, do you mind talking about chapter 4, which happens to be at the time my favorite right now?
Okay, chapter 4.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to go to chapter 4.
Oh, the Be Your Own Storyteller, Creating New Pathways. Yes.
We are silenced as women, and at times we let others tell our own stories.
Yes.
Where I come from, my grandmother and my mother would always say, be your own storyteller.
Yes.
And they would always say, they bring this African wisdom, which is in this book, until the lionesses have their own historians. The history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. It's important to own our stories. We should never let someone define who we are, because we are talented. We are smart.
Yes.
We can tell our own stories because we know who we are. Otherwise, if we don't do it, we let others run with a narrative which is not ours.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
It's important, and I encourage women to do that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, tell us where you're going to be, because this is 130 countries, 250,000 viewers at any one time, and let the viewers know where you are. I spoke with Yana, your publisher, right? Is that correct in her title?
Yes.
Yes, she's a wonderful, wonderful woman and a strong, powerful woman. So you have the right team around you. And I want to thank. Yes, and I want to thank Marcia Dyson and Karen Marie Alston and all the women who made this happen. Yes, ma'am. So let us know where you are now, where you're going to be, so people can, come and meet you and buy this book.
Oh, they can go to Amazon, they can buy the book, and it can change the numbers there. But more importantly, this book, because I'm realizing that I stand on the shoulders of many women, on the shoulders of many individuals, and I want to create a funding so that we can continue to educate more girls.
Yes.
So the proceeds from the books is going to educate more girls. As you know, we have 62 million girls worldwide who are being denied the right to an education, and 50% of that number is from sub-Saharan Africa. I work mostly in rural areas, and I want to make sure that we have these girls in school so they can achieve their own dreams.
Yes,
to
ma'am.
deny education is to deny liberation.
Yes.
And when you deny liberation, you are denying human dignity, and we need to have that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So right now I am in Houston. I just spoke at a Habitat for Humanity,
Yes.
and I'm going to Santa Fe, and I'm speaking there. And from Santa Fe, I'm going to Indiana, where I am speaking in Indiana, and from there I'm going to Reno, and God willing, I have planted a dream that this book has to sell 10 million, and I believe that, and
Yes.
I believe deeply 10 million copies are going
Yes,
to be
ma'am.
sold.
Yes, we're gonna do it.
So we can change the world.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well,
Yes.
you are changing the world. What do you want women to walk away from after reading this book, Dr. Trent?
They will have the tools for them to find their own dreams. I talk about finding that great hunger. They will know, how do I find the great hunger? Because there are two kinds of hungers in our life. There is the little hunger, which is for immediate gratification. There is the great hunger, the greatest of all hungers. Ultimately, human beings, and especially women, we become bitter when we lead a life without meaning. And this book is going to help women to find their great hunger. The question is, how do I find that? I always say, ask yourself, what breaks my heart. It is in those moments of brokenness that we find the stirring of the awakening of our dreams. I also talk about creating circles of women coming together, which
Yes,
I call
ma'am.
Sawira, and it's our collectiveness as women.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
do we come to that? Identify the mentors in your community. Come together as women. So this book is really jam-packed with things that women can do, packed with African wisdom that can guide you to find who you are. And it's important for us women to define who we are without others defining ourselves.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Is there anything you would like anyone to know while we have you on the line? I'm so honored to have you. I met you, and I couldn't find my pictures. I'm going to show it next Wednesday when I was calling you Dr. TT because your first name and your last name, and we just started laughing. And that picture I'm going to put in my office, so I'm going to show them and share it next week. But is there anything else you'd like for women to know? There's so much wisdom you have, but any one nugget you want to give before you leave today?
Ubuntu. Ubuntu, which means the essence of our humanity. Yes. Women, we need to be together. We need never to allow ourselves to be silenced. Look at America today. We woke up every day with this sexual harassment and assaults. And we need to stand with these women. We need to encourage them to own their voices, to come out, and we can eradicate this evil in our society.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
And it heals women when we do it. When we do that, we come together collectively and name it. And name the cancer in our society.
Yes.
But if we just say, oh, no, it happened to them and try to find excuses why it happened to those, we are so wrong because the silencing of one woman is our silencing.
My God. Dr. Trent, you are absolutely fabulous, spectacular, phenomenal, amazing, awesome, all that. I thank you for your time. I just want to thank you for your wisdom, your commitment to women, your love, and your transparency throughout the world. God bless you, woman of God, and thank you so much for sharing your time with us and your words. And I will be sure to push this message so we can make that. What was it, zillion? You said 10 million?
10 million
10
copies.
million copies. Thank you so much. God bless you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Love
Thank you for having
Mwah.
me. Bye-bye. Love you too.
Love you.
Bye.
Wow. I hope that you sopped all of that up, WLVS listeners, because that woman there is the essence of the foundation that we need to start working together. I mean, I sat on that patio of Mary Barth's house, and my mouth was down to the ground. It was just, the words come out, and her radiant soul comes out, and she really means what she says. And if women would really just be about women, we would be so much further along. And speaking of women, thanks again, Dr. Trent. Speaking of women, I have the Women of Zion, women's ministry here, and they do a lot of edifying and celebrating and just loving on women throughout the community. And they are doing a kingdom mindset. And that's what I love about them. There are a whole lot of beauties in the studio today. So we're going to take a short break. I think we have the longevity link or Dr. Wallach's products. Because I really believe, you can look good on the outside, but you have to look good on the inside. Anybody can be pretty, put on the hair, put on the makeup, put on whatever you want to do, but inside has got to be pretty, and that means healthy and wealthy. So we have Dr. Joe Wallach, who's he's I don't even know what to say. I feel so connected to him because he really cares about the African American community with all these diseases and, diabetes and blood pressure. And he has dedicated his life to animals and humans, veterinarian and medical doctor, and he has just blown me away. I'm just surrounded by the most extraordinary people, and we're going to be having the link up to if you want to start using products to get your health and, supplement those minerals that we're not getting anymore, and so you can live longer and live healthier. So that's Dr. Joe Wallach, and of course Dr. Bruno Manzali, who is the made man and a global health and wellness guru as well. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with the Women Ministry of Zion of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Be right back.
Gave my best to some who only gave their worst, but that's alright. I never had your love, well you won't be the last, knowing you my first, so that's alright. 'Cause this life will be back around. So it stays, now that ain't right. And what good's a song if you don't sing your pain away every night? 'Cause this life will be back around. So don't let it let you down. The night is young and we are too. Let's break some rules, 'cause we ain't got no curfew. People say, man, they say the night is young and we are too. Let's break some rules, 'cause we ain't got no curfew. Hey, yeah, say, and hey, yeah, say, the night is young and we are too, yeah. The night is young, ooh, baby, say the night is young and we are too. Let's bring some rules, 'cause we ain't got no curfew.
Hello and welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. I am so excited because it is Women Empowerment. We just heard from Dr. Trent. The Awakened Woman is a new phenomenal book. Please get it. And now I am here with the Women of Zion of Fredericksburg. Well, let's start off with the two Women of Zion, which is my girl, Charita.
Charita.
I said it right. Yes, I'm obedient. And Angela.
Yes.
Yes. How are you, ladies? Let's talk about your ministry.
All right, I'll let
Sure.
the director start.
Sure. So our women's ministry is the Women's Ministry of Zion Church of Fredericksburg in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and we call ourselves the Sisters of Zion.
Yes,
Sisters. And we base that off of coming together in love, unity, respect, excellence, and really because it's all about Christ at the end of the day. And who is he? Love.
Yes.
So Sisters of Zion, that's who we are.
I love it. I love it. And of course, well, let's talk about you a little bit.
Oh, well, I am the co-director for Sisters Women's Ministry. And Angela called me and said, hey, we're getting ready to launch Sisters Women's Ministry, and I definitely want you by my side. I said, absolutely, sister. And it all came from a vision from our pastor. Pastor Troy Dixon had a very strong vision about what he wanted to see with the women's ministry. And our first task was prayer breakfast. Yes.
So where did we get the name? It's Tafala, right?
Tefillah.
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 Where did we get that name from?
Yes, so Charita and I were thinking prayer breakfast, and you know, we don't do anything normal. Everything is different when it comes to us. We wanted to be a different women's ministry that really attracted all types of women. You should be able to see yourself in our ministry. And so we didn't want this connotation of a traditional prayer breakfast. So we hit our friend Google and we wanted to know what the Hebrew word for prayer was.
Wow.
And it turned out to be tefillah. And when you actually look at it, it's more than just the Hebrew word for prayer. It means an intimate, heartfelt relationship with God. And so we were like, that's perfect. And it took a minute for people to catch on to tefillah, tefillah. What is that?
Now I know.
But since then, people have really caught on to that word, and so we roll with it.
I love it. Everybody say Tefillah.
Tefillah.
Well, I know you are about the kingdom spirit.
Yes.
And God bless you both for birthing this. Yes. I had a wonderful time, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's talk about your partnerships and why Pastor Charita is in the house.
Yes, Pastor Charita Smith.
Pastor Charita.
Yes.
A powerhouse.
Powerhouse.
Manga diva powerhouse.
Shuts
Not a
it
diva
down.
for God.
Right. Shuts it down. She puts that word, that prayer out. But it's always been important to us to not only be within the walls of the church, but to be outside of the walls. So we have outreach always, but we also do in-reach too. And our outreach is with partners like Pastor Charita Smith and other ministries, because you always have these things like a lot of teas happening, a lot of breakfast happening. Everyone's doing the same thing. Why not come together as a unit in the kingdom of God and be one and have one big idea to create the masses and bring on the masses throughout this region? And that's the heart of our pastor, which is the heart of us, and why the partnership is so important. That it's not just Zion Church of Fredericksburg. It's what other churches can we mingle with? What other churches can we interact with? Can we partner with to make this beyond us? Because it's not about us. We just want the meeting of the minds and women to come together.
Right.
You're
in
right. She's
unity.
right about that, because I
Come
witnessed
together
it.
in
It's not
unity.
about them. They make it about everybody else. And so, Pastor Smith, I want to ask you, was this your first year?
This was my second year.
Woo! So you're a real partner. You from the inaugural.
They're stuck with me.
We won't let her go.
We don't let her go.
I wouldn't either. She walked to the stage like she was Mrs. America. Then she opened her mouth and went pow, and I said, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, she
you
says,
are powerful.
let the church say amen, and then she just lets us have it. And we just amen all night.
So how do you feel about this partnership?
Man, it is so awesome. And what I love is not only are they talking about it, but it's demonstration. And things like this can only happen when you're kingdom minded and you're secure in the anointing and the gifting that God has placed on the inside of you.
Amen.
Yes,
Amen.
So the more secure we are in Him, because it's about Him anyway,
Absolutely.
stuff like this happens.
Well,
This should be international.
Right, come on now.
I receive it. I
Speak
receive
it,
it.
Pastor. I receive
Yes.
it all.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's where our Tefillah 3.0 comes in.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what happened. I was so blessed to be a part of this, but I'm telling you, if I was sitting in the corner, this thing was phenomenal. Standing room only, huge church. Let's talk about the actual annual breakfast?
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. So the concept for the breakfast is to honor women in our community. And every year we come up with a theme. Our first year was unity, strength, and love. And then this year was walking in love. Because it's important that a lot of times we as sisters, women, can tear each other down, right? And we don't walk in unity and love and respect. So we wanted to really reach into our community and find women who daily demonstrate love toward one another. So that was our theme for this year. And we focused on loyalty, obedience, victory, and excellence when we did that. And then we also try to bring in prayer warriors. And that's how we tapped into Pastor Sharita for both years as a prayer warrior.
And I have some pictures too. Jacob will be showing you momentarily. I mean, there's some wonderful pictures.
Yes. And we do honor our and we do beautiful worship music. That is Angelica Baylor, who's a phenomenal artist. Phenomenal. We do saxophonist Lufray Robinson is a hit every year.
And she just released her new CD.
We have a picture of her too.
Yes, we have a picture of her. She just released her Can't Stop. Yes.
So it's a wealth of things. We celebrate each other. We do raffles. We have vendors. It's a big deal. But at the end of the day, it's all about Christ. It's about building His kingdom. It's about coming together. Women all over, not just the DMV, but people can travel from out of state to come to our breakfast. And so we just want to continue to make it bigger and better, because the bigger it goes, the more people we can reach, and the more the kingdom can grow.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, that's what y'all have me up there acting up.
And you teased us with a little song, but I don't know if you're going to finish that song right now.
Look, this is what I tease with y'all. Sisters. That's all.
And she dropped the mic.
And they just showed our signature award, which is a
red bottom.
That's my first pair of red bottoms. Yeah, right. Oh, that was awesome. Yes. And the other women, they were so beautiful. Just beautiful spirits. You know, what an honor. Thank you again for, honoring me amongst those wonderful women.
You were definitely our award of love, honoree, and what you're doing in the community with women, empowering women, like you're doing today, a segment around women empowerment. That's so important. And we got to do more of that, which is why our Tefillah 3.0 for next year, we're really excited about. Our date is soon to be released, but we're excited about just taking bigger than the walls we have. Not just already in our location, but in a bigger venue. And that partnership is where we have that, the meeting of the minds. Like you as our partner, you decided to be a partner with us. Pastor Sharita Smith is a partner with us. We have Sister Felicia Battle, a partner with us, and many, many more.
And you'll meet her soon. She was the extraordinary MC.
Absolutely. Yes, she was. So that's important for us to be able to make sure we really walk, like Pastor Sharita said, that kingdom mindset. It's not just verbiage to be out here articulating and say, oh, we kingdom minded. No, we're taking action to be kingdom minded. And that's important, right, Pastor Sharita?
It is very important. Can I just drop this little snippet?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Sharita and I, we have this little thing that we have going on. And I'm just releasing this today. So she don't even know this.
Hot off the press.
I just went through a divorce recently. And one day she called me up and she said to me, let's meet at Chick-fil-A. And little did she know I was going through a season where depression had tried to set in.
My God.
So as much as I thought of myself as a diva, the diva had started going down. And I just threw something on, and I just knew I needed to meet my sister at Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
And she walked in Chick-fil-A, and always on point, face beat. I mean, just the diva that she is.
Yes, ma'am.
And her very presence calls who I am and who I was. It calls my baby to leap. And it calls me to come to the reality of this is what sisters do. And sometimes sisters don't even have to open up their mouth. They just need to show up.
Come on.
Good.
And from that day to this one has caused me to be mindful of who I originally was.
Oh my God.
Man.
Jesus.
And it has blessed me and caused me to come back to the place that I know was my portion.
Amen. That's right.
And so, I mean, just this walking this love thing out is so important. It's so imperative.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
this sister thing, it's not just by word.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
But the action behind it has been phenomenal.
Yes, ma'am.
So I would admonish any woman, regardless of what you've been through in life, know that these sisters here, Angela, Charita, they're the real deal. And so I got your back.
Yeah.
I'm looking for to feel up number 3.
And look, and I got your front.
You know what? I think that's a perfect time to announce what's going on at your church at Healing Hearts Worship Center. Again, this partnership goes back and forth as sisters. On November the 10th at 7 o'clock, there is the 10 Commandments of Kingdom Women. And just like you shared, there's things you got to remember about who you are and whose you are. We will be going over there. I'll be speaking on one of the commandments and other ladies. So we are so excited about that because we need women to remember who they are and whose they are.
Exactly. Yes, Angela. Okay, are you a preacher?
Nope. I like to teach. I leave the power stuff to Pastor Sharita. That's her gift.
Well, the three of you are powerhouse women and with hearts of platinum, I'm telling you. And I just feel so privileged to be around you. So let's tell them how to get a hold of you.
Yes. There's several ways you can reach Zion Church of Fredericksburg and Sisters Women's Ministry. We're on Facebook. Sisters of Zion is our Facebook. You can follow us, like us, but also like Zion Church of Fredericksburg first Facebook page. We also are on Twitter. Love My Sisters on Twitter, and we're also on Instagram. Love My Sisters and Zion Church of Fredericksburg on Instagram. So follow us on Instagram, Zion Church of Fredericksburg, Love My Sisters, and go ahead and like our pages on Facebook. Zion Church of Fredericksburg, Sisters of Zion. And you can always email us at info.zionfred@gmail.com. Again, that's info.zionfred@gmail.com. And we'll be happy to have any communication and continue this partnership. If you want to partner with us, let us know at info.zionfred@gmail.com. We would love to partner with you.
Yes. Well, look, since we had the Awakened Women, Dr. Trent, start off this fabulous segment of the Renee Allen and Friends show. I want to end this segment by asking you, what makes you an awakened woman?
What makes me an awakened woman? Well, you know what I've been really thinking about lately, and God has been dealing with me on this, is that, I'm a goal-oriented woman, and that's good, right? But it's not just enough to go towards a goal, but go towards the potential that He gave you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's an awakening to me, to realize that, take the limits off. A goal is cool, but I can exceed that. I can do abundantly beyond anything you can ask or think. So that's awakening to me. An awakened woman realizes that you're way beyond what some quota or what the status quo is or what anybody else typically would do.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Angela. And Pastor?
I had the opportunity and the privilege this weekend to preach in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I would say what awakened me is to come to the place where I understood that Joseph did not just have a dream. All of us can dream, but it's executing the dream and understanding that in executing the dream, what the enemy will try to do is he don't care about you talking about the dream as long as there's no movement behind it. Because the moment there's movement behind the dream, here comes friction. But we're anointed to deal with friction. And because of friction, I'm not going to allow my dream to die, but I'm allow the friction to cause me and catapult me to a place where even the more I begin to make the devil even madder. So I was going to just do this. But now I'm getting ready to do that. And so we have the power and the authority to birth out everything that's on the inside of us.
Amen.
Amen. And last but not least,
girl, why you gonna be last with that, Sharita?
Praise for the awakened woman, and why? when and why and how do you feel like an awakened woman?
Well, I feel like an awakened woman, as Pastor Sharita said, and Sister Angela said, and I want to just say real quick, she just got her doctorate. Can we just, when you talk about above and beyond and celebrating women, my sister just got her doctorate. Very, very proud of her.
Yes.
When you win. Yes, right. When you think about the things that you speak about, because power in words. Awaken me is power in words. There was power in her words to be a doctor. There was power in her words to exude beyond the divorce. Yes. There's power in words for me to have service beyond self. Yes. I'm a giver, no matter what. I first and foremost, I see it. I try to help it on the back end. I don't have to be on the forefront. Yeah. And I know for me, that's an awakening, to give back, to be able to be purposeful to women, to men, to children. Not men in that way, but men as a helping. Get to where they need to be. My brothers, know what I mean? Yes. But just being there and being purposeful in that and staying that giver heart, like Grant Cardone always said, give. Yes, that give method. What does that look like? That for me is an awakening. Service beyond self. Absolutely.
Yes. Glory to
Absolutely.
God.
That's
You done started, Dr. Trent. You done started something.
On, girl. That's good.
Look, I want to bring up, if we can have another free mic, I want to bring up the MC.
Come on, sister.
And I'm going to have her join us with the mic, if you don't mind, Harrison, to give her a mic to stand right between Dr. Angela and I.
That's right, Dr. A.
Yes.
Dr. A.
Yes. Because she, I'm an MC, so I know, and I was pegged the people's MC because I always try my best to make everyone in the room feel like a VIP, not just the celebrity or everybody. So inclusiveness. Well, this one right here that's getting ready to come up here, Miss MC Felicia. Battle. Okay. The battle's not over. When she emceed this event, dude, who wants to tell it?
Come on
up here, girl.
Come on up here, girl.
Because I'm going to tell you, she was the perfect MC.
Fabulous.
She was praying for everyone. She touched somebody and the person almost fell down in the spirit, like drunk with the Lord. Yes. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you for that introduction.
So tell us what the Tefillah prefix with the Zion of Fredericksburg Women's Ministry meant to you, because you were an integral part of this success last month.
Sure. I attended this event, and I use that word loosely, very loosely, because I attended an event and I left with an experience. To be in that moment, in that spirit of just sheer excellence. I think Sharita said it earlier, there are tons of prayer breakfasts. Yeah. There are millions. Yes. I mean, we all see them on Facebook. We get invited to them on every occasion. But this was a worship experience. Yes. This was a worship experience among women, among men, among children, and you could feel the presence of the Lord as soon as I entered, not the front room, but the back room. And so it was very easy for me to be who God created me to be in that atmosphere. I didn't feel any dissension. I didn't feel any envy. I just felt love. And when there's love, you can leap.
Hey, come on.
All right.
Love will make you leap, huh?
Love will make you leap. And so I was just in the moment, in the vein, in the atmosphere that you guys created. It was my first time. It was my first time being in that experience, and I will never forget. And you want to know how you know something is great? Can I tell you guys this? Just a quick testimony. I bumped into one of the other panelists just Sunday evening. Okay, and it was still the same. You know, you can go to somebody's church and see them the next week, and they act like they don't know you.
Look, you can come out of church and curse somebody out at the stoplight.
No,
so
this
we don't want that.
Lingered. It lingered. It left an impression on me that I will never forget. It was so much more than an event.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Oh my. Well, I just want to say, I don't want to let them go. Who said also? Go ahead.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome. Because I'm obedient with the pastor. If she want to talk, she can talk. I just want to thank these women of God and wonderful edifiers of the community and women who are doing things. Just wish y'all the best. I am a partner. I will be there. You are always welcome back. You're friends of the show now. And I just want to say thank you so much as we go into our commercial break. Because we have Mocha in the building who brought Dr. Trent to me. We'll be right back.
Man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sis.
It's not far down to paradise. At least it's not for me. But the wind is right, we can sail away, find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. It's not far to Never, Never Land. No reason to pretend that if the wind is right, we can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Dreaming the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. Fantasy, it gets the best of me when I'm sailing. Yeah. All caught up in the reverie. Every word is a symphony. Won't you believe me? Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Dreaming the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. Come on and play. All right now. Hey, yeah.
Hello and welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. What a super dynamic show we're having today for women empowerment. We started out with Dr. Trent and then the Zion of Fredericksburg Women's Ministry. Glory to God. And now we have Mocha Ashura Nana. I love you.
Love you too. Love you too.
You know, I wanted to have her live in the studio, and thank you so much because you do everything. You know, businesswoman, mother, a husband, a wife, just so I really appreciate you making it through this traffic to get here. Okay.
Oh, no problem. Anytime for you.
Thank you, darling. and this woman here is the one that told me, and there's Marcia Dyson, of course, extraordinaire, and all the wonderful women, but this one right here, a few months ago, mentioned this wonderful project, and I want you to share it with them because you brought all this here with Yono.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And so can you talk about that a little
Sure,
bit? First
sure.
of all, who you are and what you represent with Oracle.
Sure. I am the president and CEO of the Oracle Group. It is a literary marketing and PR company. We work with authors and we work with those who aspire to be authors, basically just helping them prepare that platform or expand that platform.
Yes.
So we're just the vehicle. What I like to say is we're the vehicle that helps the author or the storyteller or the purposed person that has wrote down their purpose for other folks to learn.
Yeah.
We're just the vehicle that helps carry it through.
And I did have a list here, but could you just drop a few names, especially Howard University's?
Sure. Howard alum Taraji P. Henson, her book, as a matter of fact, it was pretty much last year, almost to the date.
Wow.
Of course, Dr. Tererai Trent, Charlie Wilson. Next month, we have the mother of Black Hollywood, Jennifer Lewis. So we're real excited about that,
Yes, ma'am.
So we just help authors of color push their stories through to the
Glory God.
masses.
Well, thank you for that. So let's talk about how Dr. Trent actually, came here and just blew us away and inspired and poured into us, and how it happened.
Sure. Well, I got the call from Yona at Simon & Schuster, who is her.
Love Yona.
And she knew the book. She introduced me to the book and said, she's Oprah's most favorite guest of all time. But that's not just it. Dr. Trent has a message, and I really feel that this is a strong message for women. And it's almost the what was that? Lean In, Sheryl Sanders, but the diverse version of it, of how we can lean in and how we can encourage sisterhood. So she said that I want something special, and then gave it to us, and we went to work.
Yeah, and wow. I showed you some of the pictures earlier. The picture do you have that group picture? Yes. So from left to right, you could
The
end
after
with me.
party.
Yeah, tell everyone who that is.
Sure. On my, I guess that would be on my left, that is Mary Barth, myself, Dr. Trent, Madame
Marcia Dyson.
Marcia Dyson,
Yes.
Yona, and the diva. Yes.
Yeah, you're the diva, girl. That makeup is all that.
Thank you.
I just really wanted you to meet Mocha because she's so wonderful, and to give them a way to get a hold of you if they're thinking about they need a publisher, they need someone to rock it and bring the story out. Please give them your information.
Sure. It is www.theoraclegroup.inc.net.co. Sorry, we did a rebranding.
Okay, say it slow, girl.
.co. And that's for folks who are, looking for a publicist, looking for someone to do their media tours, things like that. But we also have something really exciting coming up. On my birthday, November 7th, we'll be releasing another site called The Mocha Method.
I love
so
it.
it is more, that's to coincide with my book that's coming out.
Yes, ma'am.
The Mocha Method, Secrets of a Best-Selling Book Publicity Strategist. And so this is more do-it-yourself, so workbooks, things like that, how you can create your own campaign.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Mocha. We don't have a lot of time, and we want to end the show with Emma G. And I wanted to just say congratulations to Bishop Wright and Lady Wright. They just welcomed their new granddaughter to the world yesterday, and say hello to my son Chase. And of course, I think Harold Haley, our last week's sponsors on too. So I just want to say hey to everybody. And we're going to just, we have an empowering show today. And Emma G talks about the empowerment of women, and that just like Dr. Trent said, we are not just sex objects. So here we go. Emma G.
Lay me down on your platter like a feast for your eyes. Every rhyme and every mutter severs like a knife. Is it the juice that makes me sweeter? Do you like the portion size? What's the use of trying to reason when I'm a body with no mind? Need a portrait for yourself, a mirror on the wall, and a fortune for yourself. Loosen all the screws of the oil on the shelf till the paint comes down. I'm somebody's daughter, I'm somebody's child. I'm taking no prisoners, no, this is my life. I'm somebody's angel, don't push me too far. The blood of self-conviction, you've shown who you are. Bring me down with your judgments. It's for my own good. I don't need no validation. I collect my own wood. When your juice turns into poison, I recognize the game. What's the use of trying to reason when I'm a body to be shamed? Need a portrait for yourself, a mirror on the wall, and a fortune for yourself. Loosen all the screws of the oil on the shelf till the paint comes down. I'm somebody's daughter, I'm somebody's child. I'm taking no prisoners, no, this is my life. I'm somebody's angel, don't push me too far. The blood of self-conviction, you've shown who you are. I'm somebody's daughter, I'm somebody's child. I'm taking no prisoners, no, this is my life. I'm somebody's angel, don't push me too far. The blood of self-conviction, you've shown who you are. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you. Let me grab this. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. That's Emma G. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you actually performed at the unveiling of the Ben's Chili Bowl, right?
I did, yeah.
And that's where we met. So look, thanks for tuning in. We ran over a little bit. Thank you, WLVS. Thank you, viewers. God bless you. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Miss Renee.